Assalamualaikum. My name is Mehak Abid and I am from Petalpur branch. Today we are going to start chapter number 3, which is decimals. And in session 1 we will learn about the definition of the decimals, what are decimal numbers, and then we are going to convert the decimals to rational numbers. So let's start with the definition. A number with a decimal point is called a decimal. A decimal consists of two parts separated by the decimal point. So the question arises is, what is a decimal point? The decimal point is denoted by this dot over here, and this dot is read as decimal point or simply point. The whole number 248.732 will be read as 248.732. Now we can see that this decimal point is dividing the whole decimal number into two parts. The part on the left side of the decimal point is called the whole number part, and the part on the right side of the decimal point is called the decimal part. Now let us talk about the place values of the digits in the decimal number. We know the place values of the digits in the whole number part. We know that the number 248 is read as 248. So what about the place values of the digits in the decimal part? Let us consider an example. Now, the number 314.578. This is a decimal number because it has a decimal point inside it. And we know that the place value of 4 is ones, the place value of 1 is tens, and the place value of 3 is hundreds. So what about the decimal part and the digits 5, 7, 8? Notice that as we move from left to right in the decimal number, the place value of each digit is decreasing 10 times. Or I can say that I am dividing the place value of each digit by 10 to get the place value of the next digit. For example, 3 has the place value hundreds, right? If I divide this 100 by 10, I will get 10, which is the place value of the next digit, which is 1. Again, dividing 10 with 10 will give me 1, which is the place value of 4. Again, dividing 1 by 10, I will get 1 over 10, which will be the place value of the first digit in the decimal part, which is 5. So I will get the place value of the next digit, which is 7, by dividing 1 over 10 with 10, which will give me 1 over 100, which is the place value of 7. So can anyone tell me what will be the place value of 8? Yes, the place value of 8 would be 1 over 1000. So let us convert the decimals to rational numbers. We convert decimal numbers into rational numbers because sometimes we need rational numbers in a problem to solve the equations. To convert the decimals to rational numbers, we have to follow 3 very easy simple steps. Step 1. Write 1 below the decimal point. Step 2. Add as many zeros as the digits after the decimal point. Step 3. Reduce the rational number to its lowest form. Again, repeat them with me. Step 1. Write 1 below the decimal point. Decimal point के नीचे आपने 1 लिखना है in the denominator. Step 2. Add as many zeros as the digits after the decimal point. Count the digits in the decimal point और जितने digits होंगे आपने उतने zeros 1 के आगे denominator में लगाने होंगे. In this same step, you will get rid of the decimal point. And step 3 is reduce the rational number to its lowest form. Let us do this with an example. I have a decimal number 0.12. Step 1, write 1 below the decimal point. So I have written 1 below the decimal point. Step 2, add as many zeros as the digits after the decimal point. I have 2 digits after the decimal point, so I will add 2 zeros in the denominator after 1, as well as getting rid of the decimal point. So my decimal number 0.12 will be converted into the rational number 12 over 100. Now here comes the part of step 3. Reduce the rational number to its lowest form. We can see that 12 over 100 is not in its simplified or reduced form. So I will divide the numerator and the denominator by a common number to convert it into its lowest form. In this case, 12 and 100 are both divisible by 2 and 4. So I am going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 4 to get the rational number 3 over 25, which is the lowest form of the rational number. I cannot further simplify this rational number. So my decimal number 0.12 will be converted into the rational number 3 over 25. My decimal number 0.12 will be converted into the rational number 3 over 25. Now let us solve a question from the exercise. I have taken exercise 3.1 question part 1 part 6 and the decimal number is 15.25. So what was the step? Write 1 below the decimal number. So I have written 1 below the decimal number. What was the next step? Add as many zeros as the digits in the decimal point. I have 2 digits after the decimal point, so I will add 2 zeros in the denominator as well as getting rid of the decimal point. So my decimal number 15.25 will be converted into the rational number 1525 over 100. And step 3, reduce the rational number to its lowest form. I will divide the denominator and the numerator of this rational number by 5 and I will get the rational number 305 over 20. This is not the reduced form. I can further simplify this by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 5, which will give me the rational number 61 over 4. Now this is the simplified form of the rational number. My decimal number 15.25 has been converted into the rational number 61 over 4. Now let us solve another question. Here I have taken a negative decimal, minus 6.08. We are going to follow the same steps and we will keep the negative sign beside each step. The steps are the same. Step 1. Write 1 below the decimal point. So I have written 1 below the decimal point. Add as many zeros as the digits after the decimal point. So I will have to add 2 digits after the decimal point after 1 in the denominator. So my decimal number minus 6.08 will be converted into the rational number minus 608 over 100. Again, this is not the reduced form. I will divide the numerator and the denominator by 2 to get the rational number minus 304 over 50. Now, is this the simplified form of the rational number? No, this is not the simplified form of the rational number. I can further simplify it by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2, which will give me the rational number minus 152 over 25. This is the simplified form of the rational number. So my decimal number minus 6.08 has been converted into the rational number minus 152 over 25. I hope you have understood this part. Today we learned about the decimal. What are decimal numbers? Decimal numbers are numbers which have a decimal point in it. And then we learned how to convert the decimals into rational number. Now you will be able to solve exercise 3.1. I hope you practice hard because maths is all about practice. You cannot learn math until and unless you practice hard. So keep on practicing and I will see you in the next session. Allah Hafiz.